good afternoon class. Today we'll do some practice on the basis of your textbook and for completing the concepts discussed in the previous classes. So we discussed correlation. We discussed what this correlation is. We discussed causation. Then we discussed methods of determining or studying this correlation, wherein we learned about scatter diagram, we learned about your Karl Pearson coefficient of correlation, we learned about Spearman's rank correlation, and three conditions, three cases in this rank correlation. In between these two methods, we studied another concept by the name of covariance, which laid foundation for this Karl Pearson coefficient. So we'll do some practice starting from the covariance section, as we have already practiced questions on scatter diagram. So let us discuss a very basic question first. This is a question on covariance. It says that two data for x and y for two variables is given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, and for y similarly 6, 9, 6, 7, 8, 5, 12, 3, 17 and 1. And it says calculate covariance. So out of all the formulas for covariance we studied, we'll apply the one which is suitable to such problem. So let us solve this quickly. It's a very basic question, so we'll not spend much time on this. So this is for x, this is for y, this is for x and y. Now how this x and y came into the picture? Because the covariance formula, the generic formula which I am going to apply here is summation x y divided by n minus summation x upon n summation y upon n. So eventually these are the means of individual means of the two series. So what I need is, I need sigma x, I need sigma y, I need n, I need x y summation. So let us do this calculation quickly. So we see that the values given here are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. For y we have 6, 9, 6, 7, 8, 5, 12, 3, 17 and 1. So by looking at this series it is difficult to calculate the relationship, but with the help of this covariance we can easily calculate the relationship. So now we are going to multiply this x with y. We will get 6, we will get 18, we will get again 18, we will get 28, and we'll get 40, we'll get 15 into 6 30, we'll get 12 into 7 6, this is 84, this is 24, this is 153, and this is 10, and we have all the summations here. Sigma x is 55, this is 74, and this is 411. So we have all the summations, we have the value of n, so we can easily get the value of covariance by simply putting these values into the formula. It says covariance x and y will be your 411 divided by, how much is n? This is 10, clearly visible, and this is mean 55 by 10, mean of x. This is 74 by 10, mean of y, and you can easily calculate these values. This is 14.1 minus 5.5 multiplied by 7.4, so we'll get the value, this will become 41 minus 40.7, and the covariance value is 0.4. Now the question here is, when these values are small, then it is possible and easy to do such calculation. So you are going to multiply this with this and you get this value. But when these values increases, so for example, in this case we are studying small variables, like we are studying height, we are studying scores, sorry. But what if we are studying sales, cost, number of bacteria? So these variables generally do not recorded in small numbers, so these get recorded in big numbers. So how we are going to solve that? So let me remind you one property of this, and you remember this property which says that this is independent of origin, independent of origin. So it means that we can make these values smaller. And how you make these values smaller? By taking step deviation method. So we know the property that the deviation of actual observation from its mean is going to be the smallest, and we can also use the assumed mean, so that we do not need to calculate the actual mean. Again, we are trying to reduce the calculation here. So suppose the data is given to you, this is for x, this is for y. We see that for x and y values are given, and values are 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, and for y 68, 65, 70, again 70, 69, 70, and 69. So if we can also calculate the value of the covariance by simply multiplying them and getting the product of x, y, then their summation, but that will be a complex calculation. So what we do, we'll try to use the step deviation funda here. So the step deviation funda is, so we are going to use this independent of origin property. And how we'll do it? So we'll find that u is equal to x minus a. So we'll convert the value of x into u. We will deduct one particular value from all the observations, and similarly for the series y, we will calculate v by this. This is x wala assumed mean, this is y wala assumed mean, and covariance formula will become summation of जहाँ एक्स वाई होना था, एक्स वाई विल बी रिप्लेस्ड बाय दिस यू वी, बिकॉज हमने कन्वर्ट कर दिया, डिवाइडेड बाय एन, माइनस समेशन u divided by n multiplied by summation v divided by n. So your covariance formula will become this. What we did, we just used the independent of origin property and we reduced these observations by the arbitrary constant. So in this we'll also do the same. We'll calculate u as x minus a, and I am considering this 69 as assumed mean for x and this 70 as assumed mean for y. So u will become x minus assumed mean of x, which is nothing but x minus 69, and your y become v is equal to y minus this, which is nothing but y minus 70. So we have these values. We know that these are now considered to be your assumed for this arbitrary constant, assumed value for y, and now we get the value. So this is 66 minus 69 will give you minus 3, this will give you minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2 and 3. So now your summation u is smallest, which is 0, and for v we get 68 minus 69, that is minus 68 minus 70 will give you minus 2, 65 minus 70 will give you minus 5, 0, 0, minus 1, 0 and minus 1, and when you add these you will get minus 9 as the value. So uv will be this u and v. This is 6, this is 10, 0, 0, minus 1, 0 and minus 3, and when you add these uv you will get 12. So now the covariance will become, covariance of x and y will become this. So summation uv, we'll put the values here. Summation uv is 12, n is 7, minus 0 upon 7 multiplied by minus 9 upon 7. So you will calculate this and you will get the value of your covariance here. So that's your homework. You calculate it and let me know, you fill in the blanks. So this was about your covariance, how you can minimize your calculation by using the properties. That is why the properties are so important. So in the standard deviation also we studied some properties, and in the covariance, in this correlation, we are also studying some properties. So these properties are going to be very important for the calculation of your covariance and other correlation measures. Now we studied this Karl Pearson concept. This is another. So we studied this Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation, which was a kind of relative measure of that covariance. How you calculated it? So this is R, or people also write it as P of x and y, be it x and y for Pearson's. The covariance you calculated for xy when it is divided by the under root variance of x and under root variance for y, which eventually is standard deviation of x and standard deviation of y. So that is how you calculate this. And there were some properties also, we discussed this properties, that the values ranges from -1 to +1, and how it is close to 1, then these are perfectly positive, and if it is close to 0, then it means linear relationship do not exist, or it is weak. So let us do some questions on this. Easy question first. Question number 1. The covariance between length and width of 5 items is 6. So covariance is given for length and width, and standard deviation is also given. Standard deviation is 2.45 for length, and standard deviation for weight is 2.61 respectively. Now you need to find out the correlation between length and weight. Can you do it? So simply you are just going to put the values, these values, into the formula, and you will get your R value. So this is also a homework for you, and you let me know. You also can write in the comment box the values of covariance. This is a simple question, used to be a part of your past, but now the questions are much specialized than this, and they usually carry some tail. Another simple question. By doing simple questions, we'll move to the complex parts also. So later in the classes, in the last classes, last upcoming class of this chapter, we'll do some complex questions also. So it says that n is equal to 10 and covariance जो इन दोनों का है is 7. Variance of x is 36. Sigma y minus y bar का square is 90. Find out R. So if you remember the concept of standard deviation, it is not a different for you. It is not a different concept for you. So you know that you need to calculate the R. For R, you need to have this. Okay, you have it. You need this. You have it. You need variance of x. You have it. You need variance of y also. So only one relationship for y is given. You can easily calculate the variance of y here. How you do it? So simply write this expression, standard deviation of y. So it is under root of summation y minus y bar ka square divided by n, and you write it like this. This is under root 90 given hai. This is 10, and you will get the value of standard deviation of y as 3. So you have this variance of x, so you can get the standard deviation for x as under root of 36, which is 6. So now you have all the values. You can easily put these values into the formula, and you can calculate the value of R. Moving on to the another set of question. You let me know the answer of the previous question. This question says that R is given. R of x and y is equal to 0.48, and the covariance of x and y is also given as 36. Variance of x is 16. Find out the standard deviation of y series. Another easy question. You just need to put these into the formula, and you will get your answer. So the formula says that R is equal to covariance of x and y divided by standard deviation of x, standard deviation of y. So what we have here is R is given as 0.48 is equal to covariance is given as 36. Standard deviation of x is under root of variance, so which is 4 multiplied by standard deviation of y. So we can easily do cross multiplication and you get the value of standard deviation of y. So standard deviation of y will be 36 divided by 4 multiplied by 0.48. And what is the answer? Answer is your homework. You will calculate it, you will write down in the chat box, in the comment section, and you just let me know whenever we meet in the next class. Another question, a bit difficult but not from the point of view of examinations. This question is saying that the value of R is given as 0.8. Summation of small xy is given as 60. Standard deviation of y is given as 2.5 and summation of small square x square is given as 90. I hope you remember this small xy small x. So we use this to denote the deviations. Okay. So it says it is given that x and y are the deviations from respective means, and you need to find the number of items. आपको नंबर ऑफ आइटम्स निकालने हैं, आपको n निकालना है बेसिकली. कोवेरियंस R दिया हुआ है. इन एक्स वाई का यूज आपने कोवेरियंस के अंदर ही पढ़ा था. हाउ टू कैलकुलेट कोवेरियंस. सबसे सिंपल फॉर्मूला इसका हम लोगों ने जो पढ़ा था कोवेरियंस का, वो कुछ ये इस तरह से था. सिग्मा याद करेंगे, x माइनस एक्स बार मल्टीप्लाइड बाय y माइनस वाई बार डिवाइडेड बाय n इज इक्वल टू योर कोवेरियंस. और इसी को हम लोग कहते थे सिग्मा समीशन ऑफ स्मॉल एक्स वाई डिवाइड बाय n. दैट्स हाउ यू कैलकुलेट द वैल्यू ऑफ कोवेरियंस. तो नाउ कोवेरियंस इस एक्सप्रेशन में आप लिखा करते थे. ठीक है. स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन आप कैसे लिखा करते थे? y आपको दिया हुआ है, x की ज़रूरत हमें पड़ने वाली है, इसलिए क्वेश्चन से भी लिख सकते हैं दिस समीशन x माइनस एक्स बार का स्क्वायर डिवाइडेड बाय n. दिस इज अगेन सिग्मा स्मॉल एक्स स्क्वायर डिवाइडेड बाय n, और स्मॉल एक्स स्क्वायर का सिग्मा आपको दिया हुआ है 90 डिवाइडेड बाय n. तो ये आपका आ गया. यहाँ पर भी वैल्यू पुट कर सकते हैं. एक्स वाई की वैल्यू आपको गिवन है, इस इज 60 अपॉन n. So we have the covariance, we have the standard deviation. Can we apply? Why? Because we have this value given. इसको कैसे निकाला होगा? R को, R को निकालने का सीधा तरीका रहा होगा. कैसे? Covariance of x, y divided by standard deviation of x, standard deviation of y is equal to R. So now we have some values. These values are 60 upon n divided by under root 90 upon n multiplied by y का standard deviation is equal to 0.8. So all these values are given. I hope that you can calculate the value of n from this LHS by applying your algebraic practices. So again you will calculate the value of r is given 0.8, you will calculate the value of n and you will let me know the value of n. I have made it an expression, algebraic expression for you. You just need to calculate the value of n and just let me know what is the value of n for you. So this as we could not connect today because of some server issue, so I am ending this lecture here, and we will discuss rest of the part when we meet online. So I think that is enough for the day, and I expect you to do as practice as much as you can, because this is mathematics, this is statistics. You will not be able to understand, you will not be able to solve unless you do practice. So that is done, that's enough from my side. Thank you so much.